Welcome back, guys. Today we're going over the Stamina Necro PvP build. This isn't like meta overpowered by any means. I think they've done a good job with the class for the most part, to be fair. But yeah, it's not going to be your sword and board bash build, so when you go into a Bone Colossus with Balorgs on, you're going to be hitting 10k AoE bashes. It's not that AIDS. If you want to run that, this is not the video. But yeah, going into the sets, we have got Hundin's Rage on the front bar, Maul for the penetration. We're not running Spriggans, so the penetration is nice. We are in medium, however, but that is the first weapon. We've got the Black Rose dual wield on the back bar. I'll get into this when it comes to other skills as well, but on this build we have a lot of damage mitigation coming from abilities and such as major and minor protection, and we have a skill that mitigates 10% of your damage as well. So stacking into this on the back bar really works nicely because we don't necessarily have high resistances without Bloodspawn. So this does give us really good tankability. We have strong healing as well, so it works really well with the drain health poisons on the back bar as well. Just you can use whatever poisons really. This is just the ones I've got on, nothing like massively special, just gives a bit more sustain, because sustain was more harsh than I thought on this, to be honest. But yeah, we've got the Bloodspawn, medium and light. We're running the 5-1-1 with the setup that we're going for, but I don't actually have Undaunted yet. It is like level 5, so I'm working on it. But yeah, we've got the Bloodspawn for the ulti gem resistances. We're full medium, so we need it. And on to the next set is Hawking. I'm using Hawking at the minute primarily because we have a low stamp pool without it, because I don't have Undaunted. So when I do get Undaunted, it might change to Spriggans. So if you have got Undaunted, try using Spriggans instead. Probably works better in my opinion, and then you can use the sword on the front bar for your resistance instead of the penetration. But yeah, that's all medium, 5-1-1, heavy chest. You don't really want light Bloodspawn shoulder. You should probably do craft a light Hundin's Rage belt because it's the weakest armor piece. But yeah, like I just couldn't be asked for that. So right, going into the skills, we have Vigor on the front bar. As you probably aware, I use Vigor on the front bar on everything now because I always use Nerhound on the on the front bar, so the Vigor tooltip's that much higher. It gives you that much better heals than it wasted on your back bar. Rally, obviously, burst heal, major brutality. You can use forward momentum, but I've got a really good alternative. So in my opinion, use rally. You need the heals. First necro skill, Blast Bones. As a lot of you may be aware, this is a really strong skill. It's bugged out half the time, so you'll find yourself casting the Blast Bones. It'll run up to the enemy, stand and stare them in the face for 3 seconds, and then just despawn. It won't even blow up. So enjoy that when you're PvPing on your necro. But for the most part, when it does work, it's OP. It hits hard. In cyrodiil, you hit around like 6 to 10k Blast Bones usually. If it crits you, you can pass 10k for sure. And obviously the Defile, 31%, spot on really. Reverse Slice, you can use Executioner, you can use whatever. Reverse Slice, but as people that know me, I like dropping my ult, getting a lot of people low and grinding them down and killing them with Reverse Slice because of its AoE splash damage. But yeah, again, Executioner's spot on as well. Dizzy Swing, controversial one to be fair. I wasn't going to use it with the nerf that it took for the damage, but having tested it on my Necro and my Stamsork, it just feels smooth again now, man. It just feels really smooth. The damage again, it's not going to hit as hard, but I've been enjoying it again. The combo, Dizzy Swing into the Blast Bones, then you drop your ult, and then you hit them with the Reverse Slice. It pretty much, anyone that's not in heavy armor, it will just burst. Like, they won't survive the burst. But obviously heavy armor people, you know how it is. The EP Zerg with their 30k health tanks, they're not going to be bursted with one burst. You know what I mean? Like, the pressure's there, so you keep applying it. But yeah, the ult, you can use Dawnbreaker, but my experiences with this Colossus is amazing. I had a tower battle earlier, and there was literally 6 people chasing me. You go blast bones straight into this Colossus, and it literally wiped out like 4 people, and then I just got fossilized and aged out of it. You know how it is. So, but yeah, like it's an insane. When you time it correctly, you've got to time it in the right spot at the right time, otherwise people will move out of the way of it. It's perfect for tower battles, perfect for ult dumping on choke points and whatnot. So use this definitely, man. I'm enjoying the fact it's just a fresh skill to use as well. So probably in the long run, may end up using Dawnbreaker because it's better uptime, and you can use it for bursting players. You don't have to rely on a group like to tactically use an ult, if you get what I mean. But yeah, it does work, especially if you've got a tanky target. If you hit them with a Dizzy and go straight into the Colossus like you would with Dawnbreaker, they ain't surviving, man, no chance. But yeah, back bar. We've got Spirit Guardian. It's a nice heal over time. I mean, it's not, again, 915 health every 2 seconds ain't great, but it adds to everything we've got, and that is a blood craze heal, as you can see. The heal over time from Rally and obviously Vigor, so it does stack nicely. But the main reason we're using it is for the 10% of the damage you take is transferred to the Spirit instead. Like I said, we're using major and minor protection, so that's 38%. And the extra 10% gives you the 48% less damage you're taking. So you don't have to use this skill. There may be alternatives, but this is what I'm using, and I think spot on. We're using Summoning's armor instead of the Beckoning armor purely because the way I play, I've been soloing on my Stam Necro for the most part. So when you need that line of sight, when you need to get out the way of the opponent, what you got to do is you can't be relying on Beckoning armor, because that's going to be pulling the people that are trying to Zerg you down to you whilst you're on low health, trying to get your recoveries back and whatnot. So I'm going for the reduced cost morph. But again, you can use the other one. The other one's great in duels as well, which you'll see. But yeah, for my playstyle, I don't like the fact that they buy it, because it just screws you over for the most part. We've got Blood Craze as well. Obviously, it's a good heal. It's been buffed this patch, so it's 1400 every 2 seconds now. It's nice dot partnered with your poisons on the back bar as well. Like, it does stack nicely, so it's a bit of an extra damage, bit more pressure. So I'm using Blood Craze for the heal mainly. But yeah, you can use Rending again if you want the snare and you want the added pressure. Go for that. We're going for Quick Cloak purely because we're using Black Rose dual wield. I think the other morph would be better because we're using the Race Against Time, but yeah, I'm just using this for the time being. I think the other morph may be better because you don't want to have 2 skills that give you major expedition. But yeah, it is what it is. You can use it, you can use the other morph. Yeah, and this is the snare removal we're going for. You can use Shuffle, you can use Forward Momentum, and you can use Race Against Time. And for my playstyle, you know I like to play full medium, high damage, high burst builds that are elusive and fast. And this is what grants it. You get the extra crit damage 10%, so you're literally hitting harder when you crit, and because we're using Hundens, we've got a nice crit rating. And obviously the major expedition, when you cleanse a snare and become immune for 2 seconds as well, you're going from being slow with the snare to cleansing it and having major expedition for 4 seconds, and it feels so good. Like, you'll know what I mean. It just makes it just feels so smooth, and you know you're getting the extra damage from it as well. It costs magicka, but the magicka sustain is fine. We're using tripods. I've not had any trouble with my snare removals and costing magicka, otherwise I'd have gone straight to Shuffle and changed the build a bit. But yeah, honestly, use Race Against Time. It's spot on, and it's just a really, really good skill. And yeah, I've got Temporal Guard as well for the minor protection on the back bar. Yeah, spent God knows how long trying to get this, so you can, if you want. If not, use the Bone Colossus on the back bar for your defensive ult for the time being. Now onto the CP. This CP I've just allocated myself. It's personal preference, so just pause it where you want to see it. If it gives you an insight as to what's best to use, it's by no means best, but just, yeah, my personal preference. Just quickly going into the character sheet, these are the stats, unbuffed still, just front bar stats, and hang on, let me buff up actually for you. Yeah, there we go. We've got what you would see as low spell and physical resistance, which is 24, 23 on the back bar, goes up to about 27, 28 with the blood spawn up. But on top of all that resistance, you're going to have the 48% total damage mitigation. So you are very tanky in this, and you hit really, really hard, as you can probably tell. I mean, the weapon damage looks low there, or not as high as you'd expect, but once you're fully buffed in Cyrodiil, you're getting your light attack proc off, you've got continuous attack, emp buff, whatever you can buff towards it. It's really high when you're in the thick of things as well. So yeah, it hits really, really hard. It's got a nice stam, good recovery, resistance is a nice, crit resist is nice, everything's just spot on with this build. So yeah, you can go a different race. I am Nord and I'm using the warrior, but if you want to go orc and run the warrior, that's fine. You just sacrifice a bit of resistance. Once I've tested it more and got used to it more, I think I may end up changing to orc, just because the damage mitigation you're getting from major minor protection and the spectral spirit, or whatever it's called, yeah, you're taking 48% less, so it's spot on, to be fair. You want all out damage on this sort of build. So yeah, it's not your standard meta, but it is what it is. We don't play meta over here, unfortunately. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. I may have missed things. I'm pretty useless when it comes to build videos. I sit here and just chat shit for like God knows how long, but yeah, enjoy.